Hi guys, Mike here, the sound guy for you, and I've got a new project that I've started, and as you can see, I have started working on a new bass that I bought, which is the Jazz Bass copy kit build, and I've been working on it, and the wood on here looks really nice. It's really nice wood, and I'm not sure, I think it's basswood, but anyway, it looks like it's a really good type of wood to work with, and I've already started drilling some holes so that I could get the holes all done, and so that I could get started to finish the body and the neck. So I'm going to be doing a lot of different steps that are required, of course, for this build, and so I've already done some work with the neck. The neck, of course, it comes in a paddle style, and I've already cut it. I just went ahead and kind of free-handed a line on here to cut, to shape it to the way I wanted it to, and I cut it and I sanded it down, and so you know, I've been getting started on it, but of course, as you can see, I've got a lot of work to do. I want to get the frets worked on a little bit, even though I don't really know what I'm doing as far as frets. I know I've got a lot of guitars that I've had that I know the frets, of course, are in good condition and everything, but I've never had a guitar that I've had to level and crown the frets, so to speak, and so I've got to get that done, and then, you know, before I finish it and everything. I'm going to use tongue oil to put the finish on the neck here. Got to make sure it doesn't get all messed up here. Clean it up and everything. And then I've got a black cherry stain that I'm going to use for the body. And the stain that I'm going to use for the body, I'm debating on whether or not I'm kind of wanting to do the front, the top part of the machine head part of the neck here. I may decide to do it the same color as the body. So I guess I'll have to wait and see what's going to be going on with that. But I just want to let you know, guys, know what's going on with this thing, and I'm going to do some more work on it, and we'll let you know the different steps I'm going to be taking with it, and take it from there. So see you on the next step. Okay, I have drilled all my holes for my accessories on my Jazz Bass copy, and so I have started the first step on the finish, and I have been watching a lot of instructional videos on YouTube on refinishing guitars, and I am going to be doing a stain on this guitar, and but I was having problems with my previous guitar that I worked on. Of course, I had some mistakes and all that I made with it, but I don't plan on doing that this time around. So what I am doing is I noticed that I had some blotchy areas with my previous practice guitar that I have got done with, and I was watching on YouTube where you could use a product known as a pre-stain wood conditioner. So I bought some and I have applied it, I'm waiting for it to dry, but it's the Minwax Pre-Stain Wood Conditioner. So I applied it, and I'm waiting for it to dry, and then I'm going to apply my wood stain, my first coat of wood stain, and see how that turns out. So the pre-stain, of course, is supposed to keep the actual stain that you're going to use for your guitar. You're going to keep it from becoming blotchy on here, and it's going to allow it to the coat of stain to be a nice even coat. So that's what I'm hoping for. So as soon as this dries, I'm going to apply my first coat of stain and take it from there. Okay, I have applied my first coat of stain, which is the traditional cherry stain, and I applied it to the entire body and the headstock as well, and it's looking really good after using the pre-stain conditioner. I'm pretty pleased with the way it looks, as far as the fact that it does not have a blotchy look to it, and so it's looking really good. And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to get back to you folks and let you know my progress. So I'll be back for the next step. Okay, I'm back, and I've got 2 coats of the traditional cherry stain on the body of my Jazz Bass copy, and I'm going to put some spray fast drying polyurethane clear gloss onto the body, and I'm probably going to put maybe a total of 3 coats all together, you know, with drying time in between. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shake the can up and go ahead and spray it. Okay, I've got my first coat of polyurethane onto the body of my guitar, and the spray, the first coat doesn't really show up that much, but you know, they say to not put on a very heavy coat for your first coat of gloss, and so I'm going to give it some time to dry, and I'm going to go ahead and then spray the second coat and take it from there. Okay, I am back. Now I am going to put gloss on my neck of my Fender Jazz Bass copy. But before I do that, I'm going to mask off the fretboard here, because I don't want to have gloss all over it. I just want to have gloss on the back here where the wood is, and of course on the headstock here, where, as you can see, I've stained it as well. I thought about just leaving it just the regular natural color, but you know, might as well be different, you know, and you know, do it your own way, as they say. So I think it looks better with you know, the headstock stained. But I bought some tung oil that I'm going to use on here, and they say that tung oil I've seen some videos about doing a coating, neck of your guitar, I should say, and they say you know, not to use a gloss, regular polyurethane gloss, because it just doesn't feel right. But they say that the tung oil works best. Sorry, I apologize. My camera phone keeps going in and out of focus. I'm using the selfie camera so I can see what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mask this off and get ready to put the tung oil on. Okay guys, I'm back. I've actually been got a lot of work done with my Jazz Bass copy here, do-it-yourself kit, and you know, I was successful getting the wood stain on it the way I wanted it to apply. I used the wood stain conditioner on the wood before I put the wood stain on, and that really did the trick. I would have been having some issues though with getting the clear coat on, and I didn't want to make the same mistakes I made with the last guitar that I worked on. So I have been doing a combination of spraying and actually using the spray polyurethane, and I've been going back to this though, the polyurethane in a can, where I've been trying to apply it with a brush to see if I would get better results. I got my brush over there. So I've been trying to use a brush instead of, I was using a rag, and that kind of had mixed results with it. But and then the other thing too is, after I applied it, I hung it up, and that didn't come out too well. It dripped. You know, the clear coat dripped. So this time I decided to, well, I mean, after I noticed the drips, I had to use this fine 320 grit sandpaper to remove the drips and smooth it back out. And then I went ahead and put another coat of the polyurethane, as I mentioned, with the brush, and it seems to be coming out a little bit better. It's not perfect, but you know, I'm learning as I go, and as you can see, it's getting a nice shiny finish on it. I'm not sure if I'll do like a spray coat on it as well after it dries. So I'm just going to leave this sit and let it dry. Probably, I don't know, give it 12 hours, and then I'll do the front the same way. A mistake I made with my previous guitar, if you saw my build on that, or not build, but I refinished it. It was a fretless bass. I did this same technique. I put it flat down, and I made a mistake of putting it on newspaper, and I didn't check to see if it was dripping over the sides, and the polyurethane dripped, and it stuck. It caused the guitar to get stuck to the newspaper. So I had a mess, and I had a lot of sanding to do, and it kind of messed up the finished. Oh, my wife just snuck up on me, and she's noticing my work on my guitar here. Okay, I got my neck pretty much done, and I'm still going to be giving the guitar body quite a bit of time to dry, but my neck has been done here for quite some time. I used Formby's tung oil, low gloss, for the neck, because I saw in some videos on YouTube that a lot of people use that, and it works pretty good, although it's probably a little bit glossier than what a lot of people would like. for their guitar neck, but I don't know, I think it looks pretty nice. So I got the hardware pretty much on, and I had had to put the neck on, or the nut on, and I had a little bit of an issue with the screws that came with the to get the machine heads on, and the little screws that they gave you for these are like really super tiny screws, and you know, I drilled pilot holes and everything like you're supposed to, and I still couldn't get them to work. And I have seen a lot of people on YouTube that are that have these do-it-yourself kits are also having the same problem with getting the screws in to put the tuners on. And so I kind of thought maybe I was going to run into that problem. So I have a lot of small screws of my own, and I just went ahead and used those. They're not as decorative, you know, as the ones that came with the kit, but they look okay, and they do the job a lot better. So this is something for you guys to be forewarned if you want to, you know, build one of these do-it-yourself kits, that you might have to go ahead and get your own screws for these tuners. So anyway, but like I said, I got, you know, the neck is pretty well done. I kind of thought maybe about using some tape. I was gonna I had some of the foil tape, and I was gonna, you know, put these on to make the neck look similar to a jazz bass neck, but my wife said, nah, it looks really funky, so I decided against that. Just gonna leave it the way it is. So anyway, this is what I've got so far done with my guitar, and I am going to leave it at that and come back with some more updates. So see you then.